Hello, welcome to the inaugural Ladies Leading Ladies Virtual Summit. I'm Madeline Zaworski. I'm coming from Lorain, Ohio, along Lake Erie and close to Cleveland, Ohio, and my co-host.
Hi, I'm Michelle Kowalczyk. I'm coming from Dauphin, Manitoba, which is in central Canada.
So this is an example of leveraging using the virtual ability across borders that we wouldn't be able to come to you together in if we were in a meeting room. So the title of today's presentation is called A Better Way. We represent a 45-year-old wellness research and development company named Niken. And over the weekend, you have the opportunity now and in the future for 30 days to after you see the overview today, re-look at the areas that interested you most. So as you look at each slide and listen to what we're sharing by integrating our stories, it's to give you a snapshot. You'll have an opportunity with other speakers to get a more in-depth understanding of the overview that we're presenting today. So as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, hashtag humans being more. And I highly recommend you go to Facebook and connect on to hashtag humans being more. And what's in red is being and becoming more. This is the mission of Niken. It's a mission of personal development. It's a mission of each one of us learning and uncovering the song that's deep inside each of us. Not everybody wants to belt out a song like this young lady is, but I think if you just look at it for a moment, we could probably, if we imagine a favorite song that we have that she's singing her song, but you certainly can see by her mouth open, her eyes closed, and her hand up, that every cell of her body is into sharing that song in her. So for today, what I'd like you to do is to think about what song you might still have left in you that is unsung. Think about that. Okay. I think everybody would agree with what's happening in the world today, that modern life is stressful. This medium is very helpful. It can also be stressful. There's a lot of Wi-Fi electromagnetic frequencies coming out. The solution that we'll be presenting in the better way helps to counteract that. It's one great example. So the quality of our lives is proportionate to the quality of our emotions. So you just saw someone who was vibrating at a wonderful level, belting out a song. And in this, you can just look at it. As women, we're very empathic. So we can feel what this woman is feeling. And it certainly looks like despair, anxiety, possibly fear. So what are some of the reasons for creating stress today? Number one on the list is financial worries. The economic markets are absolutely falling apart. We're facing a global recession, not just a recession in Canada or the United States, but a global recession that is creating more stress. It's impacting lifestyles. We have children back at home instead of in school. Many people are at home like we are, but unable to be doing business at home and may not be being paid, which is going to create more stress with family responsibilities, just to name a few. So one of the major concepts that is being presented in a better way is the concept of compounding. So let's look at this graph. On the left-hand side are highlighted what was just presented. Income, health. Many people don't experience good health today, or as a woman, we're a caretaker of a child with a handicap, a parent, a grandparent. We're called the sandwich generation, where we're very busy helping to take care of other people who have health issues if we don't have them ourselves. Relationships are very much impacted, happiness and success. So the small choices that we make every day, whether it's taking an elevator versus walking up steps, whether it's watching the television continuously, worried about when is this going to get better, or turning it off and singing a song, doing something that makes you feel better. If you do that over time, the trajectory of making good, healthy choices, good choices about money, those become habits, and they're long-term habits. So humans being more and a better way. A better way has two components. One is choosing active wellness for our health benefits, and the other one is choosing a delivery system of goods and services and active wellness to others. That can be to just yourself and your family, and that's wonderful to begin at home, or it can be to small groups, or it can be to become part of this company's global purpose. And the mission is humans being more, and the purpose is to create a global wellness community through the vehicle of collaborative entrepreneurship. So what you see here, we're climbing mountains like we all want to climb to see the view from the top. But the one young lady has already discovered what humans being more means, and she's inviting a friend to come along a discovery path. And that's what we're inviting you to do today, to come along a discovery process with Michelle and I. Nikken was founded in 1975 with one simple product, the special insole. This is a new and improved one with 3 kinds of Earth's energies in it, but a special insole with just the magnetic field of the Earth that obviously they're shaped like feet, so they go in your shoes. And they create an amazing field of energy, helped with discomforts, and they just multiplied like wildfire. Well, the founder's father was killed in World War II, and the family was devastated, didn't have an income. And by coming up with this idea and helping other people, he had enough money to help his son with a health challenge. And he kept thinking, how can I possibly distribute these products to more people so that they can have the benefits of this philosophy of success? So our mission is humans being more, and it's a part. The components of humans being more are 5 core values. They're 5 pillars of wellness, and the way that we say them is healthy mind. So humans being more is the personal development component. We figure out our purpose, and we help and learn others to figure out theirs and duplicate that. If we help our bodies to be healthier through good self-care choices, and that's expanded to the family. Healthy family is a part of a healthy society. So if we begin with ourselves, help our families, help other families, as society becomes healthier, healthy finances become healthier if we make the choice to share with the new distribution model that we will be sharing here. And so that leads into this slide. Now, this is a cash flow quadrant. This happens to come from a book by Robert Kiyosaki. And what it's teaching is to learn to develop multiple sources of income. So it's a quadrant. If you look at the left-hand side, this is linear progression of your income. 75% of all of us, Michelle and I included, will be telling our stories, were employees in the first part of our lives. We had a job and we got paid. I spent 12 years going on to school, have my theses behind me. I couldn't make the babies like Michelle did, so I kept going to school and serving others and teaching and mentoring others. And one day, with all of that education, when healthcare started downsizing as a corporate vice president of a healthcare system, after laying off 200 or 300 people, I got my walking papers. And being too old, too expensive, and too many degrees, I spent 2 years searching for a better way. And I had a colleague calling me for those 2 years, and I wouldn't listen to her because I didn't like what I thought she was presenting on the right-hand side until I studied it. So that's what we're asking you to open your minds and your hearts to, and just listen today. So with the employee, the hours that you put in is how you get paid. If you have 2 jobs, you get paid the hours that you put in. Your time equals the money that you earn. And that's where 75% of people are. If you're self-employed, many people don't like that. They just decide, I'm not going to work for somebody else for their money. I'm going to start my own business. 80% of small businesses, first of all, they require money to start up. If your employees don't show up, or if you don't have enough to make the payroll, they get paid and you don't. But again, it's time equaling money. But the biggest statistic is 80% of small business startups, and they're certainly at risk in the global pandemic that we're experiencing right now, go bankrupt in 2 years. Now let's look at the right side of this cash flow quadrant, and that's where leveraging and compounding comes in. McDonald's is really a real estate company. Many people look at McDonald's and we think of those hamburgers and French fries, which is how they started. But McDonald's signs are at every highway exit in every country in the world. And strategically, the real estate is there to deliver lousy food that isn't healthy, that's added to the wellness crisis in the world. However, it is a system that has created wealth for stockholders. So would you rather be earning 100% of what you earn, or would you like to learn about a system that can be leveraged and compounded where you get a percentage? In the case of Nikken, anywhere from 5 to 10% to 6% on overrides of all of your distribution system. That's a pretty good return if you have 100 people or even 10 people. 6% of what the productivity of 10 people or 1,000 people, or for some people that have been associated with Nikken for a long time, their distribution networks have thousands in it. So they get 6% of what 1,000 people are doing. And the benefits, no side effects. The benefits are what you're going to hear about in self-care over the weekend and before the end of this presentation. There is a certain percentage, or there are a certain percentage of people, small percentage, probably 1%, that have so much money that they take the money that they have and keep investing it in other multiple sources of income. I'm sure that Warren Buffett has stock in McDonald's and stock in Apple. And so they learn how to leverage their money and become even more wealthy. Please note, 95% of all the wealth in the world is controlled by 5% of the population, and the rest of us only control 5% of the wealth. So let's look at a better way. So this new trend that's emerging called the gig economy isn't new. What's new is the delivery system. The cell phone and the laptop is what's making this kind of sharing in a digital economy with the seminar this weekend new. That's the new trend. So why is it such a lucrative new trend? People they change jobs. People are sitting home now. We're homebound. So we have the opportunity to be mobile in our own home through social media and through distance learning. And we also have the opportunity to improve mobility with other markets where we have a seamless global opportunity. Cost efficient, low startup. You don't have to have a big box investment. And there is one example here, and that is the growth of Amazon. Probably most of you watching this today order more products from Amazon than you do going shopping at Walmart. Why? It's convenient. You can do it from home. So what are 4 reasons why an online business is a great investment? Keep in mind our purpose, our mission, humans being and becoming more. An online business creates scalability. The scalability means what you see in the picture there. Duplication, again, 3 people, and 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. So those little business hubs can grow exponentially, and they do. It provides freedom, not limitless. There's always turnover. I had turnover in staffing when I had 2,500 employees, and there's turnover in this business as well. However, when you get to the scalability of thousands of people in your organization, there's always new people coming in. So from that perspective, there is limitless freedom. Low overheads and high margins, and access to a worldwide market, which has already been mentioned. Now, leverage and scalability. Let's take these 3 examples. Amazon is using the same medium, the platform, your handheld, and there's a wide variety of discounts because they have better buying power and free shipping. So people that just want to have something delivered, want it fast, can pick it out and it's easy. That's their platform, and they've grown exponentially. Uber has a platform. If you have a car and a phone and you want to be at your kid's sports game, you can schedule who you're going to pick up and when you're going to pick up. that you have a relationship with the person and you develop a certain clientele and they'll call you again. So people in social media are looking for community, sense of relationship. So even though we have the advantage of scalability, community and relationship is very important too. Social distancing and personal distancing are two different concepts. So Nikan, we call the perfect gig. What you have here is a platform that reaches a lot of people, and the only outcome from helping lots of people is that more people become healthier through the self-care choices that'll be introduced next, and with no side effects, and with the opportunity to have human being more personal development. So how would you like to share virtually from anywhere? We have a complete commerce suite that is only $99 plus tax. And we actually have an incentive that if you reach a certain level in the first 30 days, you get reward bucks back that you could purchase products for with the $100 that you would have made the investment. And that investment actually is a tax benefit for your tax write-off for having a home-based business. What I love about the cover page here is what it says on the left. Discover organic products that nourish, comfort, and ground you. They ground you with active wellness, and they help you to share prosperity. My co-host here today and every Thursday night on the Nikan Connect, which you have in the packet that you've received, is Michelle. Please share what the name of my company is. A Time for Balance. I was looking for less stress and more mental health. And Michelle, what's the name of your company?
The name of my company is Barefoot in the Sand. And what that represents for me is total freedom. I absolutely love to be barefoot in the sand. What is really cool about this business, and that slide, if you go back to it, Madeline, is you can operate your business absolutely anywhere in the world where there's connectivity. So where you can connect to Wi-Fi, you can do your business. Do I recommend doing this while you're on holiday? Absolutely not. Would you like to extend your holiday so you can do your business while you're holidaying? Hey, I'm okay with that. I would love to be in this environment 24/7. How about you?
Yeah, and Michelle shared with me that where she lives in Winnipeg, sometimes it goes to 60 below zero. So I think we have another reason why Michelle doesn't mind going to warm climates in the wintertime when it's so cold in Canada. So her why and her purpose probably has more than one fringe benefit. And think about what may be interesting you as we're looking through these slides together. So what do Nikan entrepreneurs do? We help others choose active wellness, component number one, and to live a life in balance in the 5 pillars of health, and which one or two of those pillars are most out of balance for you. You might think about that so that you stay focused of what you want to begin with, which pillar of health and wellness is most out of balance. Most people will say they're also interrelated. It's hard to pick one, and that we know. So you can see we're, in this case, the young man, it looks like, is helping another mountain climber get up the mountain. I like that first slide where we're inviting someone to go through the discovery process with us. In either case, it's a visual to help explain humans being more with leveraging and compounding. Oops, okay. Collaborative entrepreneurship in Nikan is called the Nikan Advantage. It's a pathway for personal economic stability. We've already given the example of low cost for entry that you could actually get your reward bucks back. The leadership development program, I mentioned my 12 years of education. I do have an executive MBA, and we had an organizational professor in charge of that program when I went through it. And we had leadership retreats, 3 of the 4 semesters away at a hotel. Nothing like the leadership retreat that I enjoyed along the Amalfi Coast last year in Italy, with leaders from all over the world as one of the fringe benefits, and the corporate staff. It was amazing, absolutely amazing, and a lot more fun than the assignments we had to cram in our organizational behavior retreat in my MBA program, which, by the way, did not teach this distribution system. It easily integrates into your life. I'm sitting on a very special seat cushion, which gives me energy. Michelle's on the same seat cushion, an earlier edition. So we have a company that develops quality products that don't wear out. So you can upgrade to the new one, which I'm sure she has in another room, but have more seats to be sitting on and not have to be dragging your one seat around from your car to where you might be reading the newspaper. You don't have to quit your job. So it integrates into your life, and it can be the part-time gig while you're still working and have an opportunity to have extra money to save or do what you want to do with it. The turnkey operating system is next, and it is the perfect gig. So what do? We join. If you want to share with other people, you need that membership. You can begin without joining as a free portal of entry as a customer. We promote, like we're doing now. We promote the products, and we also explain the cause, the purpose, and the mission, as well as this business model. We invite people. And as you can see with the little plants that are at the bottom, some pop up quickly, some have things that come up in their life, and some die, and they purchase what they want. They may come back to you a few years later. Something might happen into their lives. And so, as we know, with the seasons of the year, not everybody that we invite is going to stay with us, but those that we nurture and we train and we develop will. Women are very good at collaboration. Nika does all the hard work. They do the research and development. They make the payments for your retail registered customers. You get paid every Friday, a direct deposit. And for the residual reproductive income on the 15th of the month on your own investment for your health and your wellness home, and that of the customers that you have and your partners' customers. They take care of that for you. There are a wide range of benefits. I've mentioned the incentive trip. 2 years prior to that, Michelle won an incentive trip to Japan, which I did a few years ago, and you learn other cultures and you better understand people. It really helps to understand others and be more open-minded. So there's the retail profit markup, cash bonuses for incentives, a variety of different incentives. And the person that invited you can explain it, and you can print off one of the clear step proven, just like McDonald's has a clear step process for scalability. This is the business plan. And every year the incentive program changes a little. This is where you can receive cash bonuses. And the Power Start that's at the bottom can be developed very quickly with some discounted packs that we will be showing you here momentarily for a way to get started. Now, active wellness with Michelle's story, she'll be explaining it a little bit more, but I love this. The development of children, the number of single parent moms, the number of moms that are working so many jobs they don't have time to spend with their little ones, and the cost of daycare. Being able to have the option to work from home, and when this little tyke is sleeping, to get onto the phone and do some work is absolutely amazing. So the concept where all the products are bundled are in a concept called a wellness home. It can be a wellness office, a spa, a daycare center, a bed and breakfast. So what are the risk factors, the wellness facts that are interfering with why people are sicker today? And they're called body burden. And there's a special program on selfcarehub.com through the Royal Alliance, which you have on your Nika Connect in your handout. Why we have more body burden today than 50 plus years ago when I started my first nursing program. Stress is exponential for all the reasons we've already mentioned. Heart disease, with all the money that is spent on research and development, is a greater and still the #1 cause of death. And it's related to lifestyle choices, to diabetes, to lack of sleep, and to obesity, to name a few. Not enough exercise. What many people don't realize is losing one night's sleep, your immune system drops 60%. So if we're stressed and we don't sleep well, or we're working 2 jobs and the night shift, then not only are we driving through McDonald's, because that's easier to pick up a meal that's discounted than it is to cook good food. Everybody knows about water and the issues with water globally. This past Sunday was Global Water Day, and we have a wonderful solution for water. Most people don't realize that indoor pollution now, because of airtight homes, air conditioning, heating, much more energy efficient homes, we're circulating around all the germicides and so forth that we use, which are toxic to our body's systems and our health. And nutrition, as the other component, has impacted children the most, because so many children that are out of school right now with this pandemic, many get their 2 meals a day in school, and they're not getting their 2 meals a day. So the obesity, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and 10 and 12 and 14-year-olds, the children today will not live as long as the baby boomers are living. Our lifespan is longer. So what is the answer? The answer is to take personal responsibility through self-care, to be healthy by choice, not by chance, to change the trajectory of our wellness by making good choices and choosing active wellness. And what is a wellness home? It's a way to experience an environment that supports well-being. So what I walk in and what I sit in and what I drink, this is the portable on the go, which is biodegradable into the earth. And right now, bottled water is, you can't even find bottled water. And we have a special segment. So please watch the special segment on our special water. And then, of course, it's nice also from the tap. Protecting our body inside and outside. There's a beginning and no end. The components are air, water, sleep, nutrition, and energy. The energies from the earth. Our bodies need energy as well. So the Nikken Active Wellness products are science replicating nature, bringing earth and sun, fresh air into your homes, filtered air. Just recently on one of the seminars, someone mentioned we're wearing masks to prevent viruses to come into our body. Well, why not filter the air with the wonderful air filters? And Michelle has one sitting right behind her. Mine is across from me that you can't see it. So nutrition protects your skin, the largest organ, from the outside. Ecocert.com category, which not all skincare, this is really nutrition for the skin, and it's also for men and for teenagers. And we have a special shampoo as well. The nutrition, the newest edition of the Kenzen Vital Balance, will be the only totally vegan shake on the market that is 100% FDA approved vegan. So we're quite excited about that. I've lost about 30 inches with just 25 pounds, and I've maintained it over the last 4.5 years. In the 22 years that I've been with Nikken, I'll be 73 this August, and I have the best blood chemistries that I've had in my entire life. I feel like I have more energy, I sleep better, and I don't feel like I'm as old as my chronological age, and I take absolutely no medications. The categories of rest and relaxation come in 2 different packs. And these are the packs that if you see in the right upper hand corner, you can begin the first step if you want to start with good, better, best. If you want to become a global wellness entrepreneur to help us with the goal of the purpose of Nikken is to create a global wellness community, starting with your own home, opening the door to your home to open the door to a global community starts with one family and one purchase at a time. So if you want to start with whatever interests you here, there's a 10% savings on every item that is in the pack. There's 2 special promotions this month on the water, including free shipping for new members that join and all their customers in the first 30 days. Great way to jumpstart moving up that incentive ladder and earning other rewards. And just remember, an investment in your health is an investment in your future. In a future, my track record in 22 years, no medications, improved health outcomes. It's also a future in the compounding and leveraging from the business. So the invitation today is to discover it. You have 2 days to do that, and many of you are in the process already, to live it, by investing in what interests you most, as a customer with a free portal, as a consultant with the intent to share at whatever level, whatever amount of time that you want to put into it, or to become an influencer and be a part of the purpose-driven community that had, from the time we were little girls, or men, there are men listening as well, since 80% of individuals that are involved in NECAN and in all of network marketing as a distribution center are women. Men tend to be the top income earners, so it's time for us ladies to catch up with them and master the economic system. So, growing our global wellness community, we say it's as easy as ABC. This is an ABC. Michelle and I are the A's, you are the B's listening, and you may have other guests with you, or you may want to use these recordings to share with other guests or to call upon us. We say that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. That's the global community of people that will help you and your team grow. And the model is at the bottom. You start in your wellness home, wherever you want to begin. You're looking for lots of customers, but 5 customers, a good span of control of people that say, nope, Madeline, or no, Michelle, no, Bertha, whatever your name is, I'm not interested in sharing. I just want to be healthy and keep my family healthy. I'll be happy to refer to you. Those are the kind of people we want to take good care of. And then sometimes those people decide to become a partner, an influencer, and sometimes it's other people that we speak to when we're sharing. Now, many people have, as a disclaimer, a pyramid scheme. Well, I can tell you where I worked was a pyramid, so is the federal government, so is any corporation. Typically in any corporation, your supervisor makes more than you do. And I just want to give the example of myself. It was 24 years ago, I was first introduced by my sponsor, and she advanced to the silver level. It took her 2 years because of her health improvement over that period of time. She worked on her healthy body first. She started at the first level. That very first month, I advanced to that level. And I have been at a level higher, which means I have a larger organization. I've helped more people. However, she has the choice to qualify. You have to qualify. It's not a pyramid scheme where you just get paid on everybody's productivity. You have to qualify. But in doing so, for 22 years, Jerry could have and should have and hopefully has a residual income on the productivity of sharing this with me. So that is something that's wonderful. And the choice for whatever level that you want to share humans being more by collaborating with Women Do Well. And it's time to turn this off. And just imagine yourself being on that beach, barefoot in the sand, having time to relax and watch a sunset. So I'm going to stop the screen share and turn this over to Michelle, who will carry on the conversation from this point forward.
Thank you, Madeline. I was introduced to NECAN a little bit more than 20 years ago when my health I was ill. And I was looking for a solution, didn't even think that something like this was out there. It was beyond my scope. And I was very grateful that one of my customers introduced me to NECAN through a necklace that he wore. And he asked me to give it a try because he realized that I was hurting. And I did. I actually borrowed his necklace, very similar to the one that I'm wearing right now. And within a week, my youngest daughter asked me to please invest in the necklace. And when I asked her why, she said, because Mommy, you're happy. So I did decide that I will have a look at it, and I invested in the necklace, had a look at NECAN, and within 3 months I was complete up and share this with others. We definitely did feel obligated because it helped us. We felt it was time to give back. And so we decided to join NECAN. And that has been over 19 years, sharing NECAN with others, how this could possibly improve the quality of their life in whatever area they're looking at. So it's been a joy, it's been a pleasure, a lot of personal growth for sure. It definitely is humans being more, because we're not just about the products, we're about balance in the 5 pillars of health and living a purposeful life.
So Michelle, what industry did you leave? Because there may be some of our listeners that worked where you did and you had another entrepreneurial opportunity. So different than me, I didn't have an entrepreneurial experience before Niken.
Right. My background is banking and accounting. And when my kids were little, we decided that I was going to put the accounting part, the accounting career, on hold, and I decided to open a home-based daycare so that I could be a stay-at-home mom. And as my kids grew and they became teenagers, they wanted their home back. They wanted their own private space, which I totally understood. And I thought going back into the corporate world, and at that point back into banking, I thought that that was the way to go, only to discover I was very unhappy. It was very stressful. I had no control over my life. They controlled my life. They told me when I could work. They told me when I could take lunch, when I could have holidays. They even told me when I could go to the washroom. So that was extremely stressful. And then to meet the quota in sales that I had to meet, create a lot of stress, and that definitely did impact my well-being. And then Nikan was introduced to me, and I realized that there was a better way to live. I could have control over my life, and that's what I chose to do.
And then Michelle, if you would share, because I mentioned the sandwich generation, in recent years, what happened with your daughter and your opportunity to be able to help your daughter and your grandson? Could you share that?
Well, let's step back a little bit, because as our oldest daughter grew and she started to grow her family, it gave me the freedom to be able to go whenever I wanted, when my grandbabies were calling for grandma. And she didn't live in the same community I did. They were 2 hours away, which isn't really too bad. However, I had the freedom to do that. I had the freedom to set my schedule around them. And then as our youngest daughter became a single mom, and she decided she wanted to go back to university to pick up her education degree, we were able to support her. I could be at home when she needed help with Chase. I could be at home when she was away at school. I was here to take him back and forth to his school. And it just has presented what I call freedom. And what that is to me, is to make the choices that I'm happy with, to live the life that I want to live.
Thanks, Michelle. So I hope that what you have is an overview, and rather than just looking at slides, we wanted to share the personal story. And Michelle, could you speak a little bit about that as far as like medical claims on the wellness home and how important personal storytelling is? That you don't have to have 12 years of education or an experience of setting up a daycare center.
Absolutely. You know what? It's all about becoming a humans being more. It's all about sharing. And you mentioned medical claims. There absolutely is no need to make medical claims. When you start feeling better, you start feeling better. Who cares how it works? It doesn't matter. It's a matter of, Mommy, you're happy. That's all that it took for me to decide that there's something going on here. I didn't need to know the medical behind it. I didn't need to know the science behind it. All I knew was it was working. And then to be able to be completely drug-free, and I'm not making a medical claim. I'm saying that I didn't have to rely on that source to
Feel better.
to numb the, yeah, to feel better. I could do it naturally. It's a natural, better way.
So you mentioned the talking about the wellness home, Michelle. So we've seen the picture, and others will be covering the components. But you mentioned starting with the necklace. What really made the difference? You're sitting on the energy product. What made the difference? Where and how many medications were you on that you were able to come off of them? The quality of your life. Could you just connect it to the components of the wellness
Sure,
home?
absolutely. The necklace was what introduced me to Nikan. And what it did was, as we integrated the water, because the water was brand new as I was first being introduced to Nikan brought out the water. And between the two of them, becoming hydrated and also having the exposure to that natural energy, we are so magnetically deficient that we are meant to actually live outdoors on the ground, be grounded. What this necklace did was to help me become a little bit better grounded. And so my system started to become in alignment. Yes, absolutely. That is a new grounding pad. So that is the new technology that Nikan has brought, a year and a half ago. And it is absolutely amazing. Nikan brings in new technologies, new products to enhance the wellness home. So I started with the necklace, brought in the water, we brought in the sleep, we brought in the air as that came out, we brought in the nutrition, we brought in the grounding pad. We live in a complete wellness home, and every single one of the product works together synergistically with the others. So if someone was to ask me, what product would you give up? I would say none. And if someone asked me, what product would you start with? I would say the wellness home. Start with the wellness home. Do you need to invest in every single one of the products all at once? No. If economically you cannot do that, no. Start maybe like I did. It made such a huge impact in my life. All my kids now are grown. I've got 10 grandkids, and they all use the Nikan products. They all have a Nikan wellness home.
And they don't get as sick as often either, do they? So
Absolutely
Michelle's a
not.
banker, and my coming from 50 years of nursing experience, when people ask me, you're not still doing that magnetic thing, are you? I say, absolutely not. I am practicing nursing. If there are any nurses in the audience, a definition of nursing is, I've taught it at every level, helping our individuals, families, and communities reach the highest level of wellness. That's the definition of this company. It was a perfect fit. But nurses in the sick care system today, which is what it really is, don't practice that. They've cut out wellness programs because they don't get paid as much as critical care and trauma and life flight and fixing people after they're broken. Now, we have the best interventional care when people are sick. However, we want to avoid going there. So the self-care component of active wellness is such a beautiful integral component. So what you've heard today is many possible choices of a better way. We wanted to have the opportunity of sharing our homes from 2 different countries, from 2 different perspectives. And I think you'll all agree that Michelle doesn't look old enough to have, how many grandchildren did you say you have?
10.
Unbelievable.
10.
Yeah, unbelievable. And she doesn't have a wrinkle. So that's the water on the outside and the water on the inside. So we welcome you. We hope that you watch every segment of Ladies Leading Ladies. And for the men that are watching, we're very important for your businesses. And we love collaboration. Women are excellent at collaboration. Michelle, what did you do as far as gathering people for gathering recipes? I've seen you with your garden in the summertime. She has a beautiful cottage that she enjoys. So we're able to leverage carpooling. We already know leveraging and compounding. Let's apply it to this business model as well. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you again on the Nikan Wellness Highway.